I just wanted to get started because we have like this weirdly high energy right now.
I know, and my throat hurts.
Oh.
Sorry, I brought the energy down. It's just
Yeah,
allergies.
I said, let's start the episode. We got high energy. And you said, I'm in pain.
That's what's making my energy so high. It's adrenaline.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Talking Games with Kellie and Andrew. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Kellie.
It was another week of hesitation on your part. Are you okay, Kellie?
Just going through a lot right now, you know? Doing a lot of soul searching. Am I really Kellie? Like, if you pull apart every piece of the ship of Theseus, is it still the ship of Theseus?
Yes.
Okay. I guess I'm Kellie then. I'm Kellie!
Also, you said I'm doing a lot of, and like, you said soul searching, but there was like enough of a pause that my brain's instantly like, drugs. So it's like, I'm going through a lot. I'm doing a lot of drugs.
I'm watching a lot of drug-related programming. Well, I guess not really.
Drug adjacent.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Watching.
You know what else is drug adjacent?
What?
It's your story, so I'm not going
to... Splatoon.
Very drug adjacent.
There is going to be a Splatoon 3 Direct. By the time you're listening to this, it will have already happened at 6 a.m. Pacific time, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard on August 10th, so day of. It'll be about 30 minutes of updates, all about Splatoon 3. Gonna be very exciting for all you Splatooners out there, all you octopi out there. Are they squid?
Or are they kid?
I'm a squid now, but I'm a kid now.
That was the best marketing. No wonder the Wii U was such a hit and success.
Yeah, that was kind of a banger, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'm excited. I mean, we'll have more to say next week. It's kind of similar to that Pokemon thing last week, you know. No need to dwell upon something that hasn't happened yet, or for the audience already has, I should say. But like, realistically, I don't think there's going to be any bombshells in this, but there's a lot of information we need to know. I think we need to see the campaign more. There needs to be something different about the multiplayer, or at least like new, like a new mode or something in addition to what we already know, because that standard splat time, I forget what it's called. It's just covering the ground.
Splat time.
That mode is just such a classic,
Splurt
and you don't need
time.
Splurt time. Kellie's broken.
I'm
like broken.
It.
You know who else is broken?
Who?
The developers of Marvel's Midnight Suns.
Ah, come on.
Sadly, Firaxis and 2K have delayed Marvel's Midnight Suns. This was just a little bit away, a good few weeks away, and they've delayed it again. It was originally supposed to come out, March? It was either March or April of this year, and then it got delayed to the second half of this year, and now it's got delayed to an unknown time. It is presumed that it is within this financial year, according to reports, which would put it maybe around March. I don't know. I really am not a fan of this trend of video games getting delayed and not having new release dates.
Yeah, it's a bit alarming. I don't know if anybody's like keeling over in sadness over this delay, but it ultimately, you know, comes down to the shareholders and investors and publishers want one thing. They say that they want to push it and put it out, and then the developers are like, it's just not happening, you guys. It's just not happening. But yeah, having an indefinite delay, like not knowing when it's been delayed to, is a bit alarming.
Yeah, I mean, this game already kind of seemed like it was in dire straits, so this is not helping.
Like the band?
Like the band, Dire Straits.
Come on. Come on. So anyway, we did get a new Pokemon trailer last week. Showed off some very exciting and fun new features for Scarlet and Violet, including 3 main campaigns, which is kind of a big deal. Pokemon's not really done that before. Some different new Pokemon, there's a new Wooper form, which is very exciting. Get to ride some of the legendaries, which is actually very funny to me because they turn into motorcycles. Well, the one turns into a motorcycle. The one is a bird. I don't know.
They're both motorcycles, but one just still uses its feet. It has wheels in the middle, but it's still running on all fours with the wheels. And I'm like you have access to tires.
Yeah.
I think it's a huge shakeup to let you have legendaries from the start.
Yeah.
That's really crazy.
It is. They also showed off Fido, which is a little dog made out of dough, like bread dough.
Fido.
It looks cute. I mean, the environments don't look like a huge improvement over whatchamahoo's-it?
They look like
Sword and Shield, but they don't look worse.
They look like they have the feel of Arceus, which was way more open and cool and well designed, but the look of the most polished parts of Sword and Shield. Do you remember the routes in Sword and Shield that weren't part of that open areas? Those were really, really pretty.
Yes.
But they were so short and contained that it didn't really leave an impact. But this looks like the openness of Arceus combined with the visual design of the best parts of Sword and Shield.
Yes.
And more polish. Because there's a lot more animations and stuff in what we've seen.
Yes. I'm hoping for a return to camping with my Pokemon and making meals together.
Curry time.
But
I also feel bad because we talked all about that Pokemon Presents and what we expected and all these predictions, and it was just it was nothing. It was a bunch of bad stuff, a bunch of boring bad mobile stuff, and then 10 minutes of Pokemon. I'm excited for this game though. I'm way more excited after this trailer than I was from the reveal. I think it looks a lot more finished now, and there were still some weird frame rate things, which, to be honest, I'm just kind of expecting to be in the game because that's how Pokemon do.
Yeah, and honestly, I've had frame rate issues with almost every Switch game I've played, except for the Pixel ones. So there's really only so much that can be done about the software, the hardware, I should say.
A game that maybe you won't have too many frame rate issues with, the new Fatal Fury. Fatal Fury is a franchise from SNK. You may know it because character Terry from Smash Brothers originated in Fatal Fury. It has not had a new game since 1999 and confirmed during EVO, which is the biggest fighting game tournament in the world. They're making another one. It is a sort of beat-em-up fighting game hybrid, think of Streets of Rage combined with Street Fighter. That's the best way I think I could describe it.
Street Fighters of Rage? Sorry.
Street Fighters of Rage.
Sorry.
Street Ragers.
Oh.
I know some Street Ragers. People who drive really angry.
Yeah, me too.
You're a Street Rager?
No, I know people who are.
Okay. I was going to say, you strike me as somebody who just quietly accepts their fate on the road.
I've honked my horn once.
I did once when I was almost about to be hit by somebody who was just not looking at me. And I felt really guilty after. I was like, I'm sorry. They're about to just hit me because they're being stupid. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Are you excited? I know you're a huge Fatal Fury fan. Maybe the biggest Fatal Fury fan.
Yeah, I was at EVO, and I said, let's release the trailer or the tweet or whatever.
You made this trailer? Well, it isn't a trailer. It's more like a picture that they
say it's not
zoom in on.
Really a trailer. And they were like, okay, Kelly, we know you're big Fatal Fury fans, so we've got you. And they released it because of me.
Did they?
So.
Uh-huh.
Because
this sounds very realistic. Oh, the biggest Fatal Fury fan.
Yeah, I like Tenny.
Tenny?
Bogart. Yeah.
Did you say Tenny?
Denny Bogart.
Okay. For a second, I thought you were reading Terry and misread it as Tenny.
No. The
That
joke
would have
was
been funny.
that I don't know anything about Fatal Fury other than what you've told me today.
And you know that Terry's in Smash. Did you know Terry was in Smash, or did you forget?
I did know that.
Okay.
I did know
Did that happen during this show?
No. That was
the first character we got was Kazuya.
That was like
right?
years ago we got Terry.
It was like a year and a half ago.
No, it was
right?
like 2019 probably.
Terry. Okay. You know what, Kelly? 2019? No, I bet it was like mid 2021.
No.
No. Like early 2021.
No.
Let's find out, okay? You're going to
Are
yell
you
at
looking
me?
it up?
Yes, I'm looking it up. What do you think I'm going to do? Not look it up?
Well, you got so quiet. I just didn't know. I wasn't sure what was going on the other side of the world.
Kelly, I will throw my computer through my computer screen at you.
That seems fair.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
When was it? Tell me.
Did you Google it before?
No, I didn't.
It was September 4th, 2019? No, this is not a bit. Like, I'm in shock. Time isn't real. What? No. No. Oh, I guess he was. He was on the last DLC, wasn't he? Because Byleth came after him.
I knew it.
You did. You beat me up. You threw your computer through your screen at me.
It's like we're two fighters in Fatal Fury.
We need to move on. I feel like I'm getting lightheaded.
Okay, true. So Microsoft had some fun news about the Xbox Series X. Microsoft is Series S. Sorry, I don't know why I said X. Series X.
Because it's poorly
Xbox
named.
Series X. Series
No,
S.
you said it right. You said it right.
God. Okay, now we're even.
What do you mean? Because I'm just stupid and you're also kind of stupid.
Oh, okay. That's
We're just dumb.
Microsoft is giving developers a bunch of megabytes of memory. So now, that means graphics can be better despite memory-constrained conditions. That was kind of their quote, which might not sound like a whole lot, but it's very exciting for Microsoft Series S owners. No, Xbox Series S
No, you got it.
I said Microsoft Series X. Series.
Oh.
You know what? I
Here,
don't care.
I'm gonna make a
anymore.
change. Ready?
I've lost my mind.
I've written out
Okay.
in all caps.
Xbox Series S. Okay. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Okay. I have fixed it. There is very large text on screen, so Kelly cannot mess it up anymore.
The Xbox Series S now has extended capabilities in terms of graphical performance and memory.
I think this is really interesting. This is definitely never like we've gotten patches to video games that made them perform better, but a console sweeping update that theoretically increases the capabilities of all the games on it is really cool, especially one that is the lower power version of a current generation console. I think it's really cool to get it even one step closer to that Series X benchmark. And I'm really happy for people who have that.
Yeah, the Series S benchmark, Series X benchmark.
So Pac-Man's getting a live action movie.
Weren't we talking about Pac-Man?
That's it? That's your impression? You told me before we went on that you were going to do a Pac-Man impression. I said, hold it for the show.
Okay.
And that was it?
No, there's more. Waka 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 waka.
That's the same thing you just did, but faster.
I think that's pretty good. I don't know why you're yelling at me.
Hey, Kelly, when you click on the link, does it open the link?
Yeah.
Okay, mine just opened a link to Ezra Miller charged with felony burglary. So, But thankfully, I just know the contents of this story. Ezra Miller will probably not be in this movie. But there is a live-action Pac-Man film. It's coming from one of the producers of the live-action Sonic movie, Chuck Williams of Lightbeam Entertainment. I think this is an incredibly stupid idea that I am so excited to see.
Yeah. Someone said, I saw a very funny tweet that said, James Marsden's living room is going to be so messed up. Which I thought was funny because there's layers to that joke. You have to understand that James Marsden is in Sonic movies. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. This is fun. I think it could potentially be a very silly and fun time for all you silly, fun Pac-Man fans.
We already got a live-action Pac-Man movie. It stars Adam Sandler, and it's called Pixels.
The Emoji Movie?
Did you just ignore what I said, because you had another joke lined up, and you were just like, I have to follow through. Just ignore what he said. Commit.
No. I mean, yeah, but no.
We're in rare form right now.
Hey, you know what else is in rare form? The Blue Blur. Sonic
What about him?
the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
You've
My
seen
good
him
friend.
not once, but twice. But guess what? Now you'll be seeing him a third time because there's going to be a third Sonic movie. That's right. Coming out December 20th, 2024. So in about 2 years.
I'm so excited. I'm very disappointed with that date because that's a really long time. That's almost 3 full years from the release of the second movie.
It's also Christmas time.
Do you think Santa Claus will be in it?
I hope so.
Oh, I get why it's coming out at Christmas time. Because, it's such a well-known thing that Shadow the Hedgehog loves Christmas.
Why would Shadow the Hedgehog be relevant to this movie, Andrew?
It's been, 5 months.
I hope he's voiced by someone, who's just really serious. Who's that guy? He plays Abraham Lincoln.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis. I hope he's voiced by Daniel Day-Lewis.
A very important Oscar-winning performer. Let's get Daniel Day-Lewis in here. We'll get Anthony Hopkins. I want Anthony Hopkins. I want Hannibal Lecter Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah. You know who I want to voice Shadow the Hedgehog? Besides Daniel Day-Lewis?
Whom?
Adam Driver.
Yeah, you said that, right?
Yeah, I think we discussed this. Or someone really unexpected.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah. Sonic! I gotta get the Chaos Emeralds! I don't know.
Then Julia Louis-Dreyfus is the voice of Amy.
Oh my gosh.
I would love Julia Louis-Dreyfus being in these movies, but I love her so much that I want her to be live action if she is.
I would do anything, for her to be in these movies.
She'll play Elise from Sonic 06. Sonic will kiss Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Okay. Sure.
Should we hurry up? Should we move on? Did I just ruin it? Should you tell us?
I think it's gotten a little bit weird.
Should we talk about what we're going to play or what we're going to play, what we did play instead of talking about this?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it to it. Do you want to hear about what I played this week?
Yeah.
So you guys know I played Dead by Daylight a few months ago, and I got really into it, and I fell into a hole. Well, my friends, I've done it again.
Back in the hole.
I'm back in the hole. They've changed a lot of the perks, and they've changed a few things that make it feel a little bit different from when I last played. But I'm having a good time. I play as Nancy Wheeler.
From Stranger Things?
From Stranger
I forgot
Things.
they were in there.
And they are, as of, actually, I'm not sure, but as of today, in their playable test build, which is sort of their like pre-build that you can publicly play, they have a few new Resident Evil characters. So a new villain, they have Wesker, and then they have Ada Wong and Rebecca
Wow.
as survivors. And I feel like I'm missing somebody, but I don't think I am. But anyway, it's pretty cool because Resident Evil just is like huge in Dead by Daylight. They have so many characters now. They have Leon, they have Claire, they have Jill. I mean, Claire I think is a reskin of Jill, but they're still, I mean, they're two different. They look very different, and now they have, Ada and Rebecca and somebody else that I think I'm forgetting, but maybe not. Oh, Chris. They have Chris as well.
Are you happy to be in this hole again then?
Yeah, I'm having a really good time. I feel like I am getting better at the game, which is something that you really just can't do until you've been playing for like 25 hours. But I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time. I'm deep in the hole, and I don't think I'm ever coming out.
Well, at least the hole is very comforting, and it's a very happy game with no scary themes.
Yeah, there's nothing spooky or scary about it. Very calming and relaxing. I love solo queuing and playing with a bunch of strangers who I can't communicate with, and being chased by scary monsters. Though I will say Oh, here's a fun Dead by Daylight thing that I haven't talked about at all. They released a dating sim.
What?
Yeah, it's called Hooked on You because
What?
in the game you like hook people. It's $10 on Steam, and it's by the same people that made the KFC dating sim. So it's kind of tongue in cheek, very silly, but you can romance the Trapper. They're all the killers, by the way. The Trapper, the Spirit, the Wraith, who okay, come on, ladies. I mean, he's silent, but strong but silent. And then you can also romance Huntress. So kind of fun, kind of funky, kind of weird. I haven't played it yet, but I really want to, because it just sounds like my kind of thing. I hope they add more romanceable characters. I would love to romance the Trickster. I don't think I will ever be able to romance the Scream Mask.
How this happened like a couple days ago?
Yes. Yeah.
Is this something only the Dead by Daylight community knew existed?
Kind of. It's not like it really wasn't a big deal. I mean, I didn't really know about it until I started playing again, and then it was all of a sudden like, oh.
It's for sale.
Yeah.
This is not just a little marketing thing. This is a video game that you can purchase.
Yeah. So maybe I'll play that and give some of my thoughts next week. Because I will be playing it.
Yeah,
and I will be romancing Wraith. Because he's very you know what? I'm not afraid to say it. He can hook me any day of the week.
All right, we got to move on.
Okay.
Just tell us who sponsored today's episode, Kelly.
Hey, you know what? We have a really exciting word from our co-sponsor, all right? So show some respect.
You show some... You're the one... Never mind.
This episode is sponsored by Sentry, a new esports organization from Pittsburgh. Their team runs tournaments for Smash and other video games. And you can find them on Twitch at twitch.tv/PGHSentry, or go to their website, smacksentry.gg, SMAKSENTRY.gg, to find more info about attending or viewing their content. Andrew tried to trip me up. He tried to play a little trick on me.
I changed the text as she read it.
And it was very cruel. But you know what? I held my composure because I'm very strong. And I've been thinking, and I was using the power of my thoughts.
Would you like to settle it in Smash at a Sentry tournament?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Andrew, what have you been playing this week?
Kelly, I played the newly released Mario Kart DLC. They had the second wave of the booster course pack. This one included 8 courses, same as last time, in 2 cups. We already talked about it last week, so I'm not going to tell you which ones are here. But my impressions are middling.
Uh-oh.
I think the first pack was flawed, but I was just so excited to be playing new courses that I didn't mind much. But now that has sort of faded because I just played new courses, so I'm a little bit more critical. I think there's a couple stages that are very boring. I think the New York stage is very flat and not very exciting to look at. The SNES Mario Circuit one just is so absurdly boring to look at and is really disappointing. And it's also like a really boring course layout, which is probably the worst part. I think the Sunday stage where you're driving on big ice cream is pretty fun. And the Sydney stage, the one set in Sydney, Australia, that one's all right. I think it's just the fact that like there is a lower bar of quality to this pack, to these DLC courses, and it's becoming more apparent with time. The only one that I felt like wouldn't surprise me if it was in the base game was Waluigi Pinball. They did a very good job with that one. It looks very vibrant and pretty, whereas all the other stages are a little bit more muted, a lot less texture going on. And I do have to say, I'm just a bit disappointed. I'm hopeful that maybe this gets better as it goes, but to be honest, the second pack is not a huge improvement over the first pack, so I think it might just be this is what it is. And there's so many Mario Kart courses that I think, and I shouldn't say this because like it's hypocritical because I want infinite Smash characters, but like I feel like there's almost just too many.
Yeah.
I just there's 90 something courses at the end of this booster course pack. That's a lot of courses. It's almost like when you start, which one do you pick? There's just so many.
Right.
We'll see. We'll come back to this in like 3 or 4 months when they release the next pack, I'm sure. But as it stands, I think my recommendation for this is definitely waning. Unless you're a Mario Kart diehard, there's no reason to get it now. Maybe wait and see if there's courses in it that you like. There's a few courses, like I really want Daisy Cruise to come back. I really want the treetop stage from Mario Kart Wii to come back. There's a few stages that I'd be very excited to see. But as it stands, like they don't really utilize the Mario Kart 8 mechanics that much. There's very little zero gravity, only in one of the stages of the 8. And I think, like, especially Waluigi Pinball would have been really cool if they just added, like, a few flips. Make it more dynamic, you know?
Yeah.
The other big release I played this past week is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. This is the latest entry in the Xenoblade Chronicles series, a series that I am quite fond of. I adore the first game. I think Xenoblade Chronicles X is an enormously underrated product. I don't like Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So I was weary going into 3, thinking that it's a very good chance that they'd follow the footsteps that 2 set forth, especially because 2 was pretty well received, despite my dislikes of it. But instantly, this game just ironed out those fears. The story right away is super intriguing. It drops you in head first into this really interesting world. All of these people can only live for 10 years. You're born, you grow up instantly, and you're in combat right away. And you have a 10-year lifespan. If you make it to the end of that lifespan, you get basically sent off into like a perfect afterlife. And if you don't, well then, you didn't make it. Too bad. But there are off-seers who play their flute and make sure that you still get a peaceful off-seeing. And our main character, Noah, with cute black hair, is a flute-playing off-seer. I think all of the characters in this are very restrained, like they're really not over the top, but they're believable, they're interesting. Their writing is really nice. Their chemistry with each other instantly felt realistic. It felt like these characters knew each other, and I really loved that. I thought it was incredibly well written, especially compared to some of its prequels standards. I think this really has fixed all of my problems with 2. There might be more later on that I have problems with, but the biggest thing is that the visual designs of this world are consistent. All of these characters look like they belong. They are not just random anime designs slapped into a generic-looking world. They are part of this world. They are walking around in a way that feels organic. They all look like each other to some extent. Not in like a bad design way, in a way where they look like they belong next to each other. The combat is really fast paced. If you've played other Xenoblade games, this feels like a blend of 1 and 2, so you will feel comfortable regardless of your experience level. This does not have a lot of content from those other games. I assume there will be some deep connection to 1 and 2, but I think the game is completely enjoyable whether you know that connection or not. This is a new cast of characters. They're being introduced to you. Brand new. Everybody can enjoy them just as equally. Ultimately, I think I'm going to recommend this game very highly. I don't want to say it quite yet because I'm still only in the opening chunk of the game. It is going to be a long one from what I've heard. So it's probably going to be a long time before I give like a finished review of it. And you'll probably hear my opinions consistently through the next few episodes as I continue to play. But again, right off the bat, this game is just leaving me very happy, very excited to play more, which is something I wasn't 100% sure about. And I'm just glad that I'm so excited to play. That's Xenoblade 3.
Do they use snuffed as a substitute for the F word?
They use spark.
Oh, okay.
They say spark all the time, which I've never heard used as like a swear word.
Okay.
But they use spark all the time as like a swear word, and I like it. It's very cute.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because people use snuffed in like British countries, right?
I don't know.
They're all British. Most of them are British, I mean. That's like a thing for Xenoblade.
Right.
Because Xenoblade 1, this is a quick fun story for y'all. Xenoblade 1 came out in Japan, and people really wanted it localized, and it was something Nintendo of America was like, we don't think this is going to sell. So they were very resistant, and people just kept speaking up, please bring it out of Japan, please bring it out of Japan. So Nintendo of Europe, specifically in England, decided to take over for the localization of this game. So that's why in Xenoblade Chronicles 1, everybody has a British accent, because it was just localized in England. All of those actors were in England. And I just think that's a cute little fun fact.
Oh, I see.
And now it's such a big series that Nintendo of America, the far bigger branch, takes care of the localization, but they hold to that kind of DNA, and they have mostly British actors.
Gotcha.
But that's been my week. I didn't play a lot of games because I lost air conditioning. Oof. And do you know, like, have you lost air conditioning in an apartment?
I haven't lost it. I lived in a dorm that was not air conditioned. But
so is it just me? Or is playing games when there's no air conditioning it's just not fun?
No.
You can't do it.
It generates heat, especially like the PS5. It's so hot. It just makes you hotter.
And it's like not fun to like physically engage with this thing.
Yeah.
It's just not fun.
Yeah. Understandable.
But that's another week. We talked those games.
Yep.
I know I'm excited for the Pac-Man film. That's what I've gotten from this.
I am excited for the Pac-Man film. And you know what? I'm excited to talk about Dead by Daylight Hooked on You next week.
I'm excited to hear about whatever that is, because I legitimately did not know it existed until this week.
Well, let me just tell you that the Dead by Daylight player base, is very, very, what's the word?
Horny?
Thirsty.
Okay.
So you know what? It's starting to make sense. It's all coming together.
I'm thrilled to hear whatever that game is about, what its gist is, what's it got going on.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
All right, Kelly. Thank the good people.
Thank you, good people.
We'll see you next week for more talking games. We appreciate your patronage. Is it called your listenership?
I think it's...
You're not paying for this, so...
Yeah. Nope, no patronage.
But we appreciate your listeners. We appreciate...
We appreciate...
Bye.
Bye.